Patchy lawns and muddy messes can be transformed with a bit of TLC and technical wizardry. Or can they? Let's find out. Now, I'm no Alan Titchmarsh, but I thought in today's video I'd share with you my experiences this spring getting a few different areas of lawn ready for the summer.
Got some of this.
This is exhausting! Some less exhausting reseeding, some patch repairs.
And for heavy traffic, we've got a mesh grid.
All of that coming up in today's vid.
Okay, it's on to job one. So I reseeded this lawn here last spring and transformed it from a bit of a wasteland after all our building works into what was a really lush, lovely lawn. And I thought I did a pretty good job on it. But the problem was, when I looked at it this spring, after the ravaging winter we had, it was looking a little bit sorry for itself. When I was mowing, I let the cuttings mulch in, which meant there was quite a lot of dead thatch, or whatever it's called, at the lawn base. So I set about raking the thatch out from the lawn, which is one of the most tiring jobs I've done for quite a while. And you can really tell the difference between a raked area and the area ridden with thatch. Not to mention the amount of dead grass I was removing from the lawn. So now we've got rid of all that thatch, and so you've got there's a little bit of stuff left over, but it's a lot better than it was. You can see now, hopefully this lawn can breathe again, and it's time to reseed these bare patches. And I've got to say, the lawn, so lush last summer, was now looking very sorry for itself as I got the fork out and started to aerate it.
And timing wise, we were about right. In the UK, certainly you want to sow your grass seed during the spring, which is March to May, or early autumn, September to mid-October. You want the soil temperature between 8 and 10 degrees, a pretty consistent moist seed bed, which is tough to do during this warm snap we're having at the moment. And if you sow in the autumn, there's less competition with weeds.
So at this point, it was time to turn to my two trusted favourites. My Gardena seed sowing machine and big bag of grass seed bought from eBay. Details in the description below the video. And I started spraying it around the lawn, but whilst the spreader was great for doing an entire lawn, as you can see here, I found that applying the seed by hand was a much more effective way of targeting those bare areas.
This bit is a bit unconventional. I'm sprinkling topsoil on top of the seeds that I've just sown.
Whereas conventional wisdom is you mix the seed in with the topsoil, or for larger areas, spread it on the surface.
And the reason for that is I don't want the birds to eat the seed.
And over the years I've found this to be a pretty effective way of stopping them eating it. If they don't know it's there on day one, they won't start hunting for it. So that's all well and good, but I did have an army of 5 pigeons in the garden at the time, and Sam on my Discord forum posted a hilarious video of him being zapped by his pest repeller. Pest repeller? Or jet spray motion activated animal repeller. So I bought one of these and thought I'd see if it did the job. It couldn't, could it? Well, here's your answer. And it was enormously effective at keeping all birds off whilst regularly watering it. So that was the 21st of March. Mid-May, how's the lawn looking? Well, not so bad. The patches are all gone and it's generally looking a lot more healthy. Unfortunately, we've had hardly any rain recently. You should really be watering reseeded areas morning and evening, and I'd be lying if I said I did. And that is definitely having an impact on the lawn. And there's 1 or 2 areas that I think could still do with a bit of extra topsoil and seed. I think it's so much easier when it's regularly raining, a bit more of a challenge in this weather. The next job was highly satisfying and very effective.
Now, if you watched last week's video, you'll know that I've now got a Mammotion robot lawnmower. And back in 29th of April, when I set all this up, we had a muddy patch where the mower charging station was put because we didn't know we were going to have to place it here.
This was fine when it was dry, but not so clever when it rained.
But this was perfect time of year to lay some lawn, and I wanted to get this sorted out quickly. I didn't have the luxury of just reseeding it.
Because the mower's 0-point turns would be forever churning it up.
So I went to my local turf supplier, which is a big old operation. Everything you see here is basically new turf waiting to be harvested. And on a perfect day when it was reasonably cold and wet,
I started preparing the area, which included cutting a space for a mesh grid to stop the lawn being churned up at the turning point by those wheels. Got these from my local timber merchants. No, you didn't, Charlie. It was Tipper's Builders Merchants. This is the stuff, so you literally just link them into each other. With that done, I half filled the grids with soil and set about laying the turf. Funky stuff this. It comes in 1 square metre rolls. I ordered 5 square metres, could have ideally done with 6. I then spread grass seed in those half-filled grids and overfilled that with topsoil, kindly excavated for me by the moles at the bottom of the garden. Deliberately leaving the mesh showing here because I don't want the wheels to churn up any soil. In hindsight, I perhaps did pat that soil down a bit much because when the grass seed started pushing it through, it was almost pushing up whole sort of biscuit layers of soil. But as the days have progressed and the weather has got warmer, the grass has pushed through and has now blended seamlessly with the newly laid turf. I watered both morning and night, and the mower can now happily do its 0-point turns without churning up or otherwise damaging the lawn.
And so I'm on to the final job, patch repairing some damaged areas of lawn. I'm in danger of doing a sub 10-minute video. This is exciting.
A few months ago, I cut down a dead tree. And after cutting the root to below lawn level, I repaired the surrounding area. And used my usual trick of seed, then topsoil. And it's now looking like this. A bit parched with all this dry weather, but growing nicely. And back to the charging station, I had a triangular section that I didn't have enough turf for. So again, I reseeded that in the same way. And I'm really pleased with the way it's going. Just need to tackle those weeds now on the rest of the lawn. It never ends. And finally, I've got some molehill repairs that I've dealt with in the same way. Just got to work out what, if anything, to do now with all this cherry blossom that's fallen from this tree. So that's it for today. I hope if nothing else you found this video interesting. As I say, I am no expert on gardening, but I just thought it would be interesting, useful for you to see what I've done to improvise here to sort out my lawns. And yeah, any professional gardeners out there, let me know in the comments section below what you think I might have missed or what you might have done better to sort out lawns like this. Thanks again for watching. If you're new to my channel, it would mean so much to me to have you subscribe. You can do that by clicking on the link here. Don't forget to click the bell notification icon so you get notified of all my future uploads. And I hope to see you this time next week.